And we're live for a couple of weeks now here on the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast. We've been talking about and around the idea of the different camps, the different JKD camps coming together. And today we'll take another short look at what would be needed, one of the things that would be needed for that to happen. Hello everyone, this is Dwight Woods, the Jeet Kune Do Rebel, and welcome to the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast number 98. This is the one about Jeet Kune Do facts, opinions, and preferences. So as you're logging in, if you would be kind enough to say where you're logging in from and hit the like button, and feel free to continue hitting the like button throughout the broadcast. So how in JKD can we come together without compromising what we consider to be the truth of Jeet Kune Do? Well, one problem is that people in general, and definitely in Jeet Kune Do specifically, people have devolved to the point where they see only their truth and not the truth. So the question is, or one of the questions is, how can we bridge that divide? And I'll tell you right now, it's not a social media problem, even though social media does exacerbate the situation. But I'll get to that in a second. Right? So fundamentally, this is a question of what role does reality play in Jeet Kune Do? So to come up with an answer on that, we would have to know what's fact, what's truth, and what isn't truth. Agreed? Specifically in JKD, then the fact, here's a fact, Bruce Lee trained many people. Many people talk about what they got from Bruce. So let's take the area of private lessons, because you hear about, Bruce Lee working with so-and-so on a private basis or what have you. Now, during my time, 30 plus years, 35 plus years, I have seen testimonials, let's call them, assigning the greatest number of private lessons to two individuals, right? I have seen stuff that says that Ted Wong has the most the most private lesson sessions with Bruce Lee, but I've also seen stuff that says that Dan Inosanto has the most time spent in private lessons with Bruce Lee. So what do you do in this case? So some people will form the opinion that since Ted Wong kind of moves like Bruce Lee, to be honest, right, and has said that he teaches only what Bruce Lee taught him, then truth is on the side of Ted Wong. Other people will form the opinion that truth is on Inosanto's side because it is a fact that Bruce Lee awarded Inosanto a teaching certificate in Jeet Kune Do, but he did not do so with Ted Wong. So now we'll end up with two opinions floating around out there, and still the actual truth may not have been verified. Now, because of individual preference, here starts the debate over who's really got it, who's really who, and then that ultimately leads to opinion on who is Bruce Lee's real protege. And to me, that's not at all surprising, because there is evidence that on the whole, right, people, especially in the West, right, have lost faith in objective reality. And so everything really has become a matter of opinion and a matter of preference. Now, when you add in social media, you get an amplified problem, since social media kind of makes everybody a star, right? Everybody is a little celebrity. And as we've seen sometimes, celebrities are some of the worst people in the world, right? With their pride, their arrogance, because it puts them in these tiny little bubbles where only their opinions are heard, only their opinions are affirmed. Right, so does something similar go on in JKD? Are they JKD people who surround themselves with only those who think and feel and perhaps act exactly the same way they do when it comes to Jeet Kune Do? And then we have to ask ourselves, is this a good thing or is this not a good thing? So in case you haven't picked up on it yet, it is incumbent, but it is mandatory that we learn the difference between fact and opinion and preference. And some people seem to believe that facts are either true or false, that opinions are neither true or false, and that it's just up to preference or to taste, right? Well, this is not true. 2 plus 2 equals 4 is a fact. My opinion, based on that fact, can be that 2 plus 2 equals 4, and that would be a correct opinion. But if I think that 2 plus 2 equals 5 in some strange sort of way, that is also my opinion, but that would be an incorrect opinion. My like in math and numbers over words and languages, which is not really true, right, is a preference. So that's where we got to do. Now, I don't mean to stir up any controversy over, the whole Ted Wong versus Dan Inosanto nonsense, right? Because it is nonsense. What do? You do what I did, right? I trained with both of them. Now, by the time Ted Wong was available for seminar and hit the circuit and what have you, I had about 10 years with Inosanto. So obviously, my preference was to spend more time in the Inosanto camp. But there was no way that I was going to ignore an opportunity to train with someone that Bruce Lee had taken under his wing, right? So for me, doesn't matter who has more private lesson time, right? That's not what I'm in search of. It's if you spent quality time with Bruce Lee and I have an opportunity to train with you, then I'm going to spend as much time as I can learning from and with you, right? Okay. So that's it. I promise you a short one. All right. Hopefully I've given you something to think about. Perhaps even to consider about yourself, to determine if you're part of the problem, if you think there is a problem, and if you are part of, or are you part of the solution, so to speak. Right. That's it. Okay. Feel free. Share, like, comment, ask me questions, and I will go through everything after posting. Sign up for notifications for when we go live here on Facebook. And please subscribe over on the YouTube to the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast channel, the Jeet Kune Do Dialogues channel, and the FMA Files channel. Follow me on Twitter. Oh, and when you subscribe over on the YouTube, please hit the notification bell so that you're made aware of when the final edit videos are put up. Follow me on Twitter at Dwight Woods and on Instagram at Dwight D. Woods. At ilovejeetkunዶ.com, the Quick Skills Series, Volume 1 is still available. Coming up on Friday, October 18th, Jeet Kune Do Dialogues episode with Chris Smith of IMB Connecticut, and that's on Friday. I'm pretty sure it's at 6 p.m. Eastern time, but you know where to look out for that information. All right, today's a red day. There we go, classic JKD shirt, right? And I'll see you back here. Some of you on Friday for Jeet Kune Do Dialogues, and then some of you next Wednesday for another issue of the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast. This is Dwight Woods, the Jeet Kune Do Rebel, signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.